Chicago with the lead.
Court. Batista with the catch.
Oh! LeBron James with no regard for human life.
Hand down, man down.
Yeah, I can see how disrespectful he's being right there.
No, I went to Temecula and brought you some dirt.
Yeah, that's a technical.
Mama, there goes that man.
Welcome back to The Bounce, brought to you proudly by Bite Size Sports. I am Kev. With me, as always, is the illustrious James Schmeitz, and we have a very special guest today, straight from the mean streets of Necessary Roughness right here on Bite Size Sports. Every Tuesday, we have the man himself, Keebler. Welcome, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you for coming, especially because we have this sort of natural rivalry already off the gate. Keebler's a Knicks fan. I'm a Pacers fan. So we're gonna work through our issues together. We can agree to disagree on Mr. Zerbiak's take. No, all jokes aside, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Keebler's got a lot of hoops knowledge, and we can't wait to chat with him about FIBA, some what ifs. We got some NBA who versus who in their prime. We've got some new free agent signings. We've got maybe somebody returning to a place that they've gone to. But first and foremost, guys, it's kind of a big day in another sport. So I would be remiss if we didn't talk about the Chiefs and the Lions tonight. So, James, I'll start with you. Who you got and why? Any bets? Have you placed any bets or anything? Fire away, brother.
Oh, I think I like the Chiefs to win it all, but I needed the Lions to go up 7 early to cash an early win bet, which they did. And then I started Amon-Ra St. Brown in DraftKings tonight, so he's having a lot of fun right now.
Hey,
but that dumb fumble right there was not great.
No,
inside the 20, wasn't
not great at all.
I have 2 fantasy football championships to my name, and both of them featured Amon-Ra St. Brown very heavily.
Keebler, I don't have it on in front of me. Did they go over anywhere with that fumble?
I think that they're on like 2nd and 4, maybe. I wasn't looking up, but
yeah, I was like, I don't know where, because I've got the GameCast up. The GameCast is so much. Oh, yeah, there's a Norther for you.
Very surprised to see the Vikings fan hate the Lions.
Right.
But shout out to John, who sometimes joins us here on the Bounce as well. You can see him on Tuesdays.
They're on 3rd and 5. That's what they're at right now.
Okay. Where on are they on the same side of the field? Did they get anywhere?
They're like basically in the same spot. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's what I couldn't, because it comes up here and it looks like they took off running. I'm like, I don't think that's right.
So what about you, Keebler? Who have you got for the? I think you mentioned it in the pre-show maybe that you had a couple of bets on tonight. Who you got to win? You got any fantasy plays tonight, or did you do any same game parlays, anything like that?
So I do have Sky Moore on my fantasy team, but I did not start him because I'm trusting Olave week 1 against the Titans.
Oh, whoa!
just because
Tennessee had the worst pass defense last year does not mean you need to throw shade at them.
But outside of that, I had one bet. I trust the Chiefs to win. I only think they're going to win by 3. So I took them. I took the Lions plus 4.5 just for some value. And then Jahmyr Gibbs, who I'm excited to see this year, 100%. I have his rookie card, obviously, because I'm big into sports cards. So
are you? That's cool.
Hopefully that value goes up a little bit. But I have him over 38.5 rushing yards. And then what was that last one? Oh, I have Harrison Butker over 1.5 field goals.
Yeah, that one's the fun one. I want to see if that's fun.
I'm hoping for Patty Mahomes to just throw a bomb right here toward the end of the quarter and then just a field goal, chip it in.
Yes, absolutely. I think Gibbs is helping you. I think I saw at least one nice looking highlight on Twitter already where he ripped. I think it was immediately following that fake punt. Did you guys see that, by the way?
That
fake punt in their own red zone.
Dan Campbell don't care.
Shout out to Nate, our Bears correspondent and NASCAR expert here on Bite Size Sports. Some of you guys don't know this, but Nate is a bastard to play against in Madden or NCAA because he always goes for it on fourth. He kicks onside kicks.
One of them.
He goes for 2 all the time. One of those guys. This guy faked a punt from his own 2, fake punt pass in NCAA 08. Back when, your punters could throw it ridiculously well. It was not fair. Yeah, not fair. So I saw that play and immediately thought of him. I was like, well, goddamn, Dan Campbell's got he's got brass ones, I say, going for it like that inside his own 20 against Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs. But it seemed to pay off.
I also had to bet on Jahmyr Gibbs today because I do also have him in my fantasy team. So
respect. We can respect
pretty
that.
Good.
For sure. Now, he has 18 rushing yards. So we just need
he's on pace.
21 more.
They're gonna get the ball back here, it looks like.
Nice. Well, we will probably keep tabs on the game. Fire away in the comments if you'd like. We will happily answer any questions, even if they are football related. It's a special show today. Not every day is the first NFL Thursday of the season. So we'll be happy to hop around. Plus, it's not like we haven't had Nate lobbing hockey questions in here before during the winter. So we'll be all right. So shout out to everyone watching. We've got people watching on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I can't see the Twitter stats, so I trust that you all are there. I just can't hear you. Shout out to our lurkers on Twitter. What is John saying? Me and my kids are watching Thursday Night Football on my phone in their room because NFL Plus doesn't let me stream on a laptop or TV. Shout out to NFL Plus and your subpar product. Thank you.
They're taking it real hard this streamers work.
Yeah, making
that's also crazy because I thought John was like 23.
It's that young face. On Wednesday we were getting that because John. It was John, James, and I, and someone said, I love this show. It's the perfect evolution of beard growth.
Yeah, it was one of the funniest comments I about shit my pants. So
10 out of 10, John. Yeah, shout out. So, what do you guys want to talk about first? We got FIBA on deck. I've got some fun little what ifs. James actually added one into the mix as well. So, you know what? Let's start with what I think will be just a very entertaining one. Let me get the photo pulled up here. I'm going to just show this to you guys first. Let's see. We've got a Dwight Howard conversation that I need to have with you. So you may be wondering why we have this photo here of Dwight with Jokic. Did you guys hear this? Like, am I burying the lead? I know, James, I told you about this little before show. Keebler, did you hear about this at all?
I did not hear this.
I haven't, but I'm excited to because I know you're about to explain it.
So Dwight Howard says, and I quote, I'll pull this up in a second, I'm happy for Nikola Jokic, but in 2020, I was stopping this man, and I wasn't even in my prime. Imagine me in my prime. There would be no question. So, of course, me being that guy, I have to ask you guys the question. In their prime, Dwight Howard or Jokic?
So, you want to take that first, James?
I'm sorry. I can't take Dwight Howard seriously. Like, let's give him his due. Like, he took a pretty average – I mean, that Magic team was fun. To the finals. He never won one. Let's not forget he got traded to play with Kobe Bryant and then was too big of a baby to play with him. Like,
I did forget about that.
Dwight Howard never won an MVP. Like, stop it. I want to look up and see in 2020 how I'm trying to find. Oh, I meant to look at the Joker.
Stopping
stats.
Jokic in 2020 was probably still letting him drop like 25, 12, and 9.
That's what I want to look up his stats. And I want to see what year that would have been for the Joker.
This feels like one of those. Who was it? Was it Russ Westbrook that said Pat Bev is tricking y'all? This feels like one of those Pat Bev where I shut him down, where it's like, now he had 22 points and 8 assists.
I don't know. Maybe
he just
I'm
didn't
wrong.
have 40,
Maybe
and you're saying you shut him down.
Tell me I'm wrong. 2020. In 2020.
In that series, I think. I mean, obviously the Lakers won that series because they ended up, winning the championship. But I don't know. I feel like Dwight Howard isn't really as much of an impact maker in 2020 as Jokic is offensively. I
So-
feel like
And
it's definitely more LeBron and AD.
Yeah, LeBron and
not-
AD won that title. It's like, let's get that out of the way. Which is it? Do you think it's 2019-20 or 2020-21? Because there's a huge difference here.
I think it would be 1920.
Yep.
Because
Okay.
the season got postponed early 2020 and then came back that July.
It's the
In
goof.
the
It was the
bubble,
COVID
yep.
season. Okay.
Mhm.
So that year, the Joker averaged 19.9, 7 assists, and 9.7 rebounds.
Oh yeah.
That was his 1, 2, 3, 4, his fifth season. The next year, he averaged 26, 10, and 8.
So averaging damn near a triple-double is stopping him.
Yeah, exactly. It's still a
20.
triple-double, but it
That's
wasn't his
crazy.
MVP season was next year. Like, what? Yeah, Keebler, what is considering stopping? If I go out and have 25, but I average 30, is that stopping me?
That
No,
shut me
like-
down.
I consider stopping you like
Yeah.
you have to have a significant drop off in your stats. Like get from the let's say from the regular season at that point. So say Jokic is averaging, I don't know, 25, 12, and 9. I think stopping him would put it down to like 15, 16, 8, and like 4.
Yeah, like, what is he talking about?
Yeah, and on top of that, when I'm thinking about it, okay, in his prime, even, all right. So, which is prime Dwight? Is that Magic Dwight? If I'm taking prime Dwight versus prime Jokic in a vacuum here, at what point did Dwight Howard ever bring the same, I guess, depth and variety to his game? Like just in the passing alone, I feel like Jokic will always clear Howard with his impact on the game because he's setting up other players. It's not just the rebounding. It's not just the scoring. With Dwight, yeah, maybe he's the better shot blocker. Is he probably the better rebounder? But never even close offensively, right? Because even with Dwight, somebody had to lob that alley-oop up to him. He never really had post moves. He never really had much of a polish to that part of the game.
There was a graphic that ESPN showed. This is definitely in Jokic's favor by me saying this. Because we're talking prime. Jokic is obviously well in his prime. Well, not well in his prime. He's still toward the earlier part of it, but still the best player in the league. But there was a graphic ESPN showed about Jokic. I'm going to try to pull it up. Well, I can't, but I can send it in the Discord for you to pull up.
Yep.
Unless you just look it up and find it. It was Jokic in either a playoff run or a finals shot a higher three-point percentage than Curry, more assists than Magic Johnson. I think rebounding as like Shaq, something with shooting with KD. Like it was these all-time greats, and in one postseason run, Jokic had better than every single one of them.
He's stellar, man. Like he's unstoppable. Like
and he doesn't even treat basketball as like basketball. He just
No.
considers it like a 9 to 5.
Yeah, what he really cares about is horse racing and his horses over there. That's what he really cares about.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't even want to be in the parade. He just wanted to go home.
Yeah, I just want to go home. Now that I'm here, I never want to leave. It's like
That definitely does add to it. And I don't know. I have a hard time. I'm the opposite on this one as I was. We were talking about it pre-show. Keebler had seen one where someone asked Harden versus Manu Ginobili all time. And that's one where I think stat-wise and stuff, like I almost have to concede it's Harden, but for me personally, it would probably be like Manu. If I'm a GM and I get to I get my pick of players that I want to build a team around, I want the guy who won multiple championships and led the second unit. But I also have to admit that it might be a little bit of my own nostalgia. And this is kind of the opposite, where I feel like maybe, I mean, I don't think it's recency bias, but in my head, I can't envision a time. I know Dwight Howard was something special at one point in the NBA, but I can't envision a time where I would, in his career, what I would think, oh yeah, that Dwight Howard, Jokic wouldn't have had a chance. Because it's never been about the athleticism with Jokic. So yeah, Dwight was probably a better athlete than him in 2020. Even he might be a better athlete than him now, physically. But Jokic is by far the smarter basketball player, has a higher IQ, and does way more with his team. So I don't know. Give me Jokic all day. Keeper, were you able to find that stat by chance?
I can't because it was on a video. I'm sure that there's.
Oh,
I'm trying to think of exactly what to type in so that it'll just pop up.
You got to find the right words. Yeah, that'll drive you nuts.
that's my least favorite part about
So
Twitter. When you
I'm
see
gonna
things.
try like Jokic, stats, playoffs.
See if I can help here.
Compared. Sorry, I know you guys can't.
So while you guys look at that, I'm gonna. We got another comment here from John. He said he had gravity, and you could sort of build an offense around him just because he could put guys in the bucket and get to a dunk or baby hook. And a really sick defender, but had over 60 goaltends once.
That's fun.
Definitely Dwight he's
fun.
talking about there for anyone confused. But yeah, 60 in one season. Wow. And he says Timmy had 15 in his 19-year career. That's hilarious.
That is a crazy.
Because I remember it was Richard Jefferson that was the one showing it. Maybe that would help with the keyword.
Oh, okay. I do love some Richard Jefferson info.
What did I find here? I don't know what this is.
Ooh, is James on it? While you guys are looking at that, I will just once again. You got people watching on Facebook right now, YouTube, Twitch. Give us your comments. Let us know if you got a question.
There we go. I think
Let's go.
I ended up in a Kevin Love Jokic comparison, so I'm down the wrong rabbit hole.
Okay, so let me just send this a link in the Discord, and I will let you pull that up.
You can end up down a rabbit hole on Twitter that you don't want to be down. Like, somebody get me out of here. Somebody save me.
Yes, you can, which is why, you should just join our Discord, because then we sift through that stuff and we share the funny and informative tweets with you, so you don't have to try to look for them. All right, here we go. I'm about to pull this up here, gentlemen. I'm very
not sure if it's going to be a video. I don't
It'll
care.
all work, even if it's not. I don't mind doing a dramatic reading,
Yeah.
Do my best. Who wrote this? Oh, Paolo. I was hoping it was like a wind horse. I was like, I can't do like a great Brian Windhorst, but I can get up there a little bit. All right. So Jokic put in one of the most memorable NFL playoff performances. Where is Okay, well, here's one of the quotes. Tim Duncan on the glass, and he's shooting a better percentage than a guy like Steph Curry. He said the stats don't lie. So where is – okay, here we go. I think we're on to something here.
Yeah, if we click that Twitter link, maybe it'll –
Oh, yep.
X gonna give it to you. It'll never get old.
I'm really hoping.
Follow me on Twitter, by the way, while we wait.
It's just the quote. I just looked it up.
Okay.
But maybe in those replies.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah. Maybe in those
scroll down. Maybe it's below. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
There we go. There's like a video showing it.
Yeah, play that. There you go.
Highest average of all time in his first.
Okay. 1 second here. All right, here we go.
Take a look at what these runs look like. Look, Kevin Durant. This is what he's known for. He's got the fourth highest average of all time. In his first finals MVP, averaged 28 a game. You know what Nikola Jokic averaged? 30. So Nikola Jokic is out there. Okay. Kevin Durant is known for scoring. He's one of the great scorers in NBA history. And Nikola Jokic, with all due respect, did not have the space of Steph Curry, did not have the space of Klay Thompson. So Nikola Jokic, that 30 points a game, that is a very, very impressive 30 points a game. Take a look at what these runs look like.
Oh, it's just the 30 points. Okay.
I mean,
that's right? What do you got? While I look for the next part, what do you guys think about that? Because I believe he's going to go down here and he's got it clipped out. So do we want to talk about it, the Durant part at all? You guys got any thoughts on? Do you agree with his take on that?
I think play all four of them, and then we'll talk after.
I agree with that.
Okay, there we go. All right.
Talk about
You guys got to be careful out here. You got to be
When Magic
transformative with your
Johnson won his
content.
first Finals MVP his rookie year, 9.4 assists a game. Jokic averaged 9.5. So really, we can say he's Kevin Durant from the scoring side. Who is he from the passing side? He's Magic Johnson. Talk about his passing, right? When
You
Magic
just
Johnson
talked about his passing. All right, here we go.
Oh, okay. Well, Tim Duncan. When Tim Duncan
Wow.
won his first Finals MVP, Tim Duncan, next to David Robinson, averaged 11.5 rebounds per game. Now, Tim Duncan was young in that era, but at the end
That's
of the
correct,
day,
John. I
Jokic
agree.
averaged 13.5. So, yes, Jokic was older than Tim, but it's the same thing. So, who is he on the glass? He's Tim Duncan on the glass. So far, we've got Kevin Durant on the offensive end. We've got Magic Johnson
We're going
standpoint. Why not? Oh,
And the finale.
three-point percentage. Let's talk about his three-point percentage. Steph Curry. Now, we understand Steph
wait,
Curry,
looks
this is
like
his
there's even
primary
more.
weapon, and the amount and volume is very, very different.
I didn't see
So
the
I'm not gonna
Giannis
say that he is
comparison
Steph
after
Curry
this, too.
from
Wow.
three, but
For sure.
It's
percentage-wise,
insane.
when that ball goes up, he's making 46% of his three-point shot. That's almost half of his three-point shots, and we know that's fine. What else can we talk about his three-point percentage?
And okay, there's two more. So we got Giannis.
Look
Let's
at
go
those
here.
numbers. He is Giannis
I know.
on the
Get out
defensive
of his
end.
way.
And I'm not saying that he's
All right,
blocking
this has to
shots.
be a
I'm not
stretch.
saying he's doing all the same things that Giannis did, but the numbers don't lie.
Wow.
Look at those numbers. He is Giannis
I know.
on the
Get out.
defensive. He's a combination of Kevin Durant. He's a combination of Magic Johnson. He's a combination of Tim Duncan. He's a combination of all of these guys. So
God.
when you look at his scoring, his passing, his rebounding, his three-point shooting, his defense, he lists up either better or at the same number as all of these guys combined. That is mind-blowing. This is the single.
Wow. Yeah. That is
Mind-blowing is a
incredibly
good ways to
impressive.
put it.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Wow.
I'm happy we were able to find
Go ahead.
that, because when I saw that for the first time, I was like, "Wow."
It's crazy.
And that's a first finals too, right? Like that's a
Yeah.
very much in a lot of different sports, not just this one, but that's sort of a make it or break it. We have seen many a player, whether it's their own fault or not, but we've seen players falter in those big moments. And so to be at the level of some of the greatest of all time at their specific positions or at their roles, maybe not position based, but some of those names mentioned are in the Mount Rushmore of different position groups, right? You got Tim Duncan in there, Giannis, Steph Curry, Magic Johnson. That one almost, it's like, wow. But if you were ever going to make a Magic comparison right now, and it's not, I mean, there's maybe a couple of other guys you could, but I feel like Jokic is actually a good one. It's not necessarily as flashy, but with seeing the entirety of the court, making passes that maybe the untrained eye is like, oh, I did not expect he was, and even the trained eye sometimes like, really? Did he really just flip that one over his head, into the corner? Stuff that you can do when you're a 7-footer and you have that court vision and that skill set. But wow, I mean, I wouldn't have believed it unless it was laid out for me like that. I would like to go back maybe and look at the Giannis one. That's the one that felt maybe I'm like,
yeah, that's
is
the
he
one
really better.
I didn't really take that into consideration because no one's ever going to be the defender that Giannis is, just given his stature, his freakish athleticism. But I think it was talking more about like field goal percentage on like the closest guarded guy kind of thing. But no, I definitely see the comparison. Like he said, it was a young Tim Duncan that was playing next to David Robinson. So yes, it's like going to be a little short of rebounds, but he was still averaging 11.5.
Yep.
So that's the only one that I was like, but he was significantly better than Curry at shooting. He was right on par with Magic's passing.
The only one I wondered with Curry is like how many threes? What's the comparison? That was the only thing. Like he absolutely shot better. The question was, what is who knows?
I think Jokic still took like a pretty decent. Like you don't really see Jokic as a shooter. I think he still took a pretty decent amount.
I guess I did pull up his stats because I was freaking out over that thing. Let's look.
Stats.
He shot He didn't shoot as many this year. He only shot 2.2 this year, but last year he shot 3.9. The year before 3.3, 3.5, 3. This is the lowest since his second year in the league. That's kind of wild.
He averaged 30, 14, and 7 in 5 playoff games.
Oh, this is the regular season. Yeah, I want the postseason.
I'm just looking on Stat Muse. That's just my instant go. Sorry, go to.
He averaged. He shot 3.8, 46% this year in the playoffs.
Which is very impressive, especially
that's impressive, man. God, 30, 13.5, 9.5. Missed the 50, 40, 90 split because his free throw percentage was 79%.
Oh, I'm seeing it was 83.8.
Are you seeing just finals? I've got the whole playoff.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm talking finals, yeah.
Yeah, I've got just mine's straight final, just all playoffs. I'm on ESPN, so you got a little better one than I do. That's
Gotcha.
wild. That whole thing is just wild, man.
That I don't think, and I'm like, for lack of a better word, a LeBron meat rider. I don't think we'll ever see as impressive of a playoff run than we've seen from Jokic, especially because I'm pretty sure he had to take down LeBron and AD. They played the Suns, or Timberwolves. It was one of them, or both. I think it might both.
They went Timberwolves.
They
Suns,
went Timberwolves, right? Because that's
Lakers.
who Bruce Brown said was the toughest or something, and
Yeah,
everybody gave him a hard time about it.
He had to beat a young Ant-Man, Karl Anthony Towns, and Rudy Gobert. And then on top of that, he had to beat Booker and then KD and CP3. And then on top of that, he had to beat
the hottest
LeBron
team in the league.
and Anthony Davis.
Skip ahead, yeah.
Like, it's insane.
It's crazy because then
it's right up.
Jimmy and those guys as hot as they were in the
I know that he had more help than Dirk, but even that is, I would say, on par with that 2011 run. And that's coming from someone who's the Mavs are their second favorite team. So,
well, and we know, longtime listeners know, because I have just kept it. I like that. What's up, Oscar? Shout out. Oscar says Keebler knows ball. We love it.
John's got an interesting take that I don't hate about Jokic legitimately possibly being the best passer ever.
He's popping this up there. Just for the longtime viewers, just so you know, it stays up here. We all know how James has felt about this.
College basketball didn't work out as well, but the NBA nailed it.
I think if Jokic continues what he's doing for the next, I don't know, he's been in the league, 6, 7 years?
He has been in the league. Well, I got the postseason here. I think 7.
2016.
Let's go. 2015, 16 is first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 years.
Okay, so if he can continue what he's been doing for the next, I don't know, 6, 7 years, he's definitely in that talk for best passer ever.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I agree. We've got one other. Oh, did you have another thing there, James?
No, it's just he's just looking at he's only averaged 2.4 assists his first year in the league.
Yeah, what a change in stats that became. So we've got another amazing what if. This one comes to us from James.
Oh, this one's not.
You shared this one with us. I will read it out to the
crowd.
I
don't know if you heard us talking about this one, so I'll let you have your comment on it.
Who from the Dunk Central or NBA Central? Jabari Parker.
That's my favorite X page. I love that page.
Really?
I do. It is a quality Twitter. Although, I've yet to subscribe to anyone's Twitter. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll get behind the paywall. But that is a quality Twitter account. Jabari Parker suggests that a Barcelona big three with him, Tomas Satoransky, who I've built many a 2K team around. All right, I've done many an expansion team that had him starting at point guard, and Willie Hernan Gomez could compete against NBA teams. Okay, we're just going to keep reading for a second. And I quote, because we have essentially 3 guys who aren't just NBA players, but main guys, myself, Sato, and Willie, and the experience is there. because we've been playing professionally for a long time. So apparently Jabari Parker is counting my NBA 2K22 runs as real stats for Sato and Willie Hernan Gomez. Keebler, what are your thoughts on this?
So, as a Knicks fan, obviously, we got to see what Willie Hernan Gomez is capable of in the NBA. He wasn't a bum, but he wasn't good by any stretch of the imagination. Satoransky, you're only, like you said, gonna hear because of 2K. He never really put up anything in. He, like I said, he was like a quality like role player, but he was never gonna be anything more than that. Jabari Parker, I love personally. I
He's
think
one of those what ifs, right?
because of his injury, I felt so bad because he was one of those guys. I was like, damn. Like, he has the potential to be not a superstar, but like a very good power forward in the league. Very high quality. Because, I mean, there's not many great power forwards in the league currently, if you really think about it. Like, Julius Randle's a top 5 power forward. But
love him.
I don't think that Jabari Parker, Tomas Satoransky, and Willie Hernan Gomez could even compete against Paolo, Markelle Fultz, and Wendell Carter Jr.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, they couldn't beat Orlando.
Yeah.
Like, put them against the Rockets. The Rockets are watching them by 50. Put them again. I'm just trying to think of like the really, really bad teams. I mean, the Pistons aren't even terrible. I think that they're going to have a pretty good year this year by their,
agreed.
By their, what's the word I'm looking for?
By their current standards, I guess.
Yeah. They got Kate coming back.
Yep.
But yeah, no. What's the meme? It's a no from me, dog.
That's a no for me, dog.
No
yeah,
for me.
I'm going to tend to agree with you, James. What about you? What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, in 300 career games, Jabari Parker averaged 14.1 and 5.5 rebounds. Again, injuries. Willie it's Hernan Gomez?
Hernan Gomez.
Hernan Gomez. Anyway, he never averaged double-digit points, rebounds, assists, blocks, anything. His best season statistically came maybe for your Knicks in his first year, 8.2 and 7 rebounds a game in 18 minutes. For the Pelicans, he had 9.1 and 6.8. But these old former players should not be allowed. They should not be given mics. They're out of control. You got Dwight saying he's going to could still shut down the MVP of the league. Yeah, he's talking about the NFL MVP because he's doing NFL MVP things again tonight.
Oh, yeah. Welcome, Trev. We're glad to see you.
Thanks,
Hey, I
Trev.
hope you got to
Appreciate
see
you.
that Chiefs-themed bite-sized sports car that is racing on 3Y TV right now.
Nice.
Because we did pick the Chiefs. We got to get everybody to vote for the next one. This one was a little short notice, but a little fun thing that we'll be doing, guys, on 3Y TV every Thursday. The bite-sized sports car will be racing in a paint scheme based on who we pick to win the Thursday night football game. So tonight it was the Chiefs. So go check that out on our Twitter. You can see our very special Trevor-specific Chiefs car. So sorry for the little tangent there, but also Keeper's got some fans in here. I love it. I love it. Somebody who has hair on top of their head needed to join this show.
I know it's not great over here.
I sent the podcast link in my group chat of like 230 people, so I was hoping someone would join in.
That's fun. These old players just should not be allowed.
It's a Giants. It's not Giants. It's a giant Knicks group chat. So I figured that they would appreciate.
Oh, nice.
It.
Yeah. Oh, we got some funny comments in here about it, about the racing stuff.
Tonight.
So, we've got. Okay, a couple of free agents. Do you guys want to go FIBA, or do you want to talk about these free agent signings that I've got queued up for us? Any preference? Keebler, I'll go to you. What do you want to talk about next?
There's not really much to talk about with FIBA. I mean, the U.S. plays Germany, which they have maybe 3 competent basketball players on their roster, so that should be a fairly easy win. I think the only people we have to worry about is Dennis Schroeder, who shot 4 of 22 last game.
Jesus, that's so bad.
There's
the Wagner brothers.
Yeah, and the Wagner brothers, and then Daniel Tice.
Yep.
Those are
Pacers fame.
Yeah, everyone else, they have names I just can't pronounce.
There are some names up here. Good.
And
Lord.
then Canada plays
Serbia.
That should be a fun game to watch. As a Knicks fan, I'm a giant RJ Barrett hater. So I'm really hoping that Serbia wins.
Serbia has 2 NBA players that I recognize. The fun one would be we want the Canada USA.
What is it?
Finals
Bogey, right? It's Bogdan is
and
leading
Nikola
Serbia,
Jovic.
right?
I think so.
And Nikola Jovic, yeah.
Nikola Jovic. Oh, this
Not
guy.
to be confused.
Philip Petrusev. I'm sure I just botched that, so don't worry about that. They say he plays for the 76ers, or I don't know if he did or it says 76ers. The rest of them are not. So
We've got a popping off chat. Hey, go ahead. I've got a question from chat when we complete this FIBA stuff. So James, what were you saying?
We want to see USA Canada. That's what we want. We want to see
we want
to see the afterthought USA team against Canada's finest, Dylan Brooks in his boxing gloves.
Dude, I wish I still had Dylan Brooks wearing that clown sweater saved on the show. I knew I should have never gotten rid of that.
I didn't realize
because
he was playing for him too.
That's a meme that'll last forever. But I didn't hate. I actually thought that was pretty funny. And he puts his boxing gloves on. He's standing in there. I mean, that guy has pissed me off several times throughout the last season or two, Dylan Brooks. But
they're loaded, man. They got, by these standards, RJ Keebler's fierce enemy, RJ Barrett. They got Shea, Lou Dort. Who else we got here? Kelly Olynyk.
We can end the show with my hate for RJ Barrett if you want.
Yeah.
Ooh, yes, please. All right. Well, I'll add to that FIBA talk real quick before we move on. Yeah, we want to see USA Canada, right? How big of a disappointment would it be to see USA Serbia?
Battle of North
no
America.
Disrespect to the Serbs.
I think that'd be a fun little matchup because RJ Barrett won't be playing. So
well, yeah. I love that. All right, we got a question here. What are you guys' thoughts on the Hawks next season? So we did do a little ranking on a previous episode. If you want to check it out, I think we stacked rank. We did a tier maker for every team. But Keebler, we haven't heard from you.
Here.
So what do you got for the Hawks?
With the Hawks, genuinely, I'm not just saying this because they're our division rival. Or no, they're not. But we played them 2021 playoffs and lost. But
that one.
I think Trae Young's time in Atlanta is going to come to an end. Very possibly this season. I think that he would be better off on a team like the Lakers where he can play on a team where he's not the main star. I don't think Trae Young's that number one guy on a championship winning team. I think that he'll put up stats, but again, he's like a cone on defense. He's
awful defensively.
He's not very efficient. He just needs to be in a system where he can shoot the ball. That's basically it. And then maybe make a little. When it comes to DeJounte Murray, I'm a huge fan of DeJounte. I really wish that the Knicks pulled the trigger on him when he was being traded from the Spurs. I think that he'd fit our system very well. But in San Antonio, when he was the number one guy, healthy, he was averaging very close to a triple-double. And then the rest of the roster really isn't much. They got rid of John Collins for a bag of chips.
They really did. They wanted him gone bad.
They have Clint Capella, who's a pretty decent center, but I don't see them making much noise. And if I'm talking seeding, if they keep Trae Young, I could see them maybe scraping the 7th seed. But if they go to enter a rebuild and trade either Trae, DeJounte, or both, I could see them being as low as the 12 or 13.
It's interesting. None of you guys are buying that Quinn Snyder is going to turn Trae Young into a better defensive player, huh? I saw
No.
I saw several selected highlights on Twitter that were saying, "Hey, look, Quinn's already here, and Trae's already better defensively." So I'm not going to act like I'm not with you guys here on this one, but yeah, I don't know. Hawks, I think I've got them as like bubble. What do we call them? The bubble, freaking play-in team. We've been talking about 2020 season too much earlier in the show. I've got them probably as a play-in, like low, maybe a 6 seed potentially. I don't know. I don't like what they have as far as making a deep run in the East this year.
I had him as a play-in team. Like I agree with everything Keebler said. Like I like Deontay a lot, but Trae Young he's never going to play defense. He couldn't guard Kev, and I'm talking this Kev, not Kev in his prime.
He's got to watch those elbow jumpers, man. I'm like James Harden now. I can only score from the free throw line. Sorry, that was a low blow.
Shoot that.
Is Justin Herbert in the chat? I'm just taking shots at the Sixers. He's not even here.
No, I don't think we got a Justin Herbert sighting tonight.
Oh, darn. Hey, so speaking of sightings and or signings, you guys excited at all about Christian Wood going to the Lakers?
I'm confused on how he's going to fit on that roster, playing behind Anthony Davis. I think I was taking a look at their depth chart, and they have like 6 centers and 3 guards. It doesn't make much sense from a talent standpoint. I think Christian Wood definitely has it. But it's going to be hard to allocate him minutes. And again, as the Mavs being my second team, he's a locker room cancer. Yeah, he wants a bigger role than he really should be getting. I think he should have had a bigger role on the Mavs. I agree with it. But when you're playing with Kyrie and Luka, you're not going to get all the touches you want. It's that simple. They're going to have the ball in their hands the majority of the time. Again, it's interesting to see because, again, they're very forward center dominant roster. They have Hachimura, LeBron, AD. Do they have? No, they don't have Thomas Bryant. I think that they did, but I'm trying to think of a couple.
No, he got traded as soon as he asked for that.
Yeah, I'll pull it
up. He tried to get LeBron to pass to him when he was breaking that scoring record, and he got traded.
Yeah. Oh God, that picture is so funny.
Yeah, I think it's a good signing, but I don't think it affects them in the fact that they're going to jump up 3 seeds or slide down 2. I think it keeps them pretty consistent with where they're supposed to be.
Let's see. Davis. Rui still there. Jackson Hayes. Tristan Thompson. God, I can't believe he's still in the league. Jared Vanderbilt 4. Christian Wood. Torian Prince. Anthony Davis.
So
yeah, I didn't realize he was still a free agent, so I was mind blown that he was still out there.
I would have loved him on the Knicks behind Randall. We have no power forward depth. Yeah. I think that would have been a good signing, but that's the thing with the Knicks. We're very guard dominant. We have DiVincenzo, Quickly, Hart, Grimes, Brunson. There's just too many guards to allocate minutes where they're needed. And adding a power forward after trading Obi Toppin to your Pacers, Kev.
I was going to say, y'all didn't play the power forward you had that deserved minutes. My hatred for Tom Thibodeau knows no bounds, by the way. But
I love
Oh, my God.
I think it was a great signing, but
I love that one, yeah.
I'm interested to see how Tibbs allocates the minutes.
Yep, that's that you could say that last sentence you just said is about how I feel about anything and everything when it comes to like, damn you, Tibbs. You're allowed to have 15 players on your roster. Why you only play 8? I don't understand it. I will never understand it. It drives me nuts sometimes. I'm sure, Keebler, you understand it to a greater depth and degree than I do, since I don't watch the team that closely. But, man, it frustrates me to no end sometimes with that. We've got some amazing comments in the chat, by the way, guys. I'm not able to pull them all up on screen, but you guys are freaking hilarious.
Yeah, I gave him a look already.
Chat gone wild.
which NBA player would make the best midnight film? I like that one. That's a good one. Someone says I have more hair on my ass than Trey has on his head. Actually, I think that one's pretty safe, RJ. We're gonna go ahead and throw that one on the screen for you. I think that one's safe. We appreciate you guys coming in here, hanging out with sending them some chats and comments. So what about this Danny Green signing? Is it anybody care about this? I'm happy that Danny Green has a job again. Danny Green is returning to Philadelphia to I think play for the 76ers. Does this do anything for anybody, James?
I'm glad I like him.
Right?
I thought he was going to be a mentor to the Memphis, the Grizz kids, but that didn't work out. I'm trying
is he in like Haslam mode at this point, Keebler? Like, is Danny Green more of just an additional coach when you have that 14th or 15th roster spot? You don't really know what to do with it.
I mean, he's the best shooting guard in the league. I think that the 76ers should be the favorite now. No. I think definitely he's good for veteran presence. Maybe get you 2 or 3 threes a game when you need it. But outside of that, I see him as like an Evan Fournier type of point where he's at now. Where he's not going to get many minutes. He's going to be on the bench quite a lot. But if you're going to the end of your bench where you just need people to play so your main guys don't get injured, I feel like Danny Green's like kind of that guy.
Yeah, he'll go out and to get injured for him. Sorry, Danny. He's guy's got bad luck. He's got the worst freaking luck. But no, I agree with that. I think he's a good depth piece. If you need a floor spacer, why not? But if I'm being completely honest, I think the Sixers are a fucking mess right now. I kind of feel bad. Maybe he'll help tighten things up in the locker room, but I am not sure. We got some Evan Fournier hate in the chat. This guy's mad that Tibbs won't play his fellow bald brother. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like you're telling lies completely. Evan can't defend a lamppost.
That one's good.
How is he like Green? That's great.
That one's good.
What is Green going to tighten up? Yeah, that was phrasing on my. That's who. Can't make that mistake again, boys.
Phrasing. Phrasing.
No, I'm waiting on that. I'm waiting on that Woj bomb. Joel Embiid has requested a trade out of Philadelphia, and then we just throw everything that we have to put him next to Brunson.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Dude, I would hate it actually as a Pacers fan, but I'd love it.
Anytime that we want to make a trade for a big star, we get Knicks text. So we usually have to give more than other teams just because Leon Rose used to be an agent. So they're who was it? It was someone. Zach LaVine wouldn't come to the Knicks because his agent had a problem with Leon Rose being a part of a different agency.
Oh, I never heard that.
I did not know about the Knicks tax. That's insane. Oh well. That pretty much hits the all of the points from the docket today, but we have a bit of a bonus topic, Keebler, that was teased. I would like to open the floor up to you for your RJ Barrett rant, if you would like to go on it.
I would love to go on it. I appreciate the gesture. So you have a guy, right? 2019 draft. Right, playing side by side with Zion in college, also with Cam Reddish. I'm a Duke fan too. Just keep this in mind.
Oh, Trev's a Dookie too. If you didn't know this, Trev's a huge Dookie.
Yeah. So you're next to your boy, who's the number 1 pick. You're the number 3 pick. You don't do anything in college, right? So then you go to the NBA draft. You have a good rookie season, a very good sophomore season, and then after your sophomore season, something happens, right? We don't know what that is, but it affects you on the court apparently because his stats have regressed. Since his sophomore year, he averaged 20 points his sophomore year. Now he's averaging 19.6 points on more shots and worse field goal percentage. He has the worst field goal percentage in the league on layups and dunks, the easiest shot to make. I argue this in the group chat, like in that Knicks group chat I was telling you
I
about.
saw comments about it already. That's why I laugh. That's so funny. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so RJ Barrett has the worst field goal percentage in the league on layups and dunks, the easiest shot to make in the game. He has the 9th worst corner 3-point percentage in the league.
Oh, that's the best 3-point shot too.
A lot of people. He shot 40% from 3 his sophomore year. Now I think he's in like the low 30s. But from the corner, it's atrocious. On pull-up jumpers, he has the worst percentage in the league by, I think, 6 points, if I'm not mistaken. And second is Scotty Barnes, who's a big man. Everyone in that like top 10 list is a big man, or it's RJ Barrett. Defensively, a lot of people don't like talking about defensive rating, but if you don't think Tyler Hero's a good defender, you don't think RJ Barrett's a good defender because they have very identical defensive ratings and advanced metrics. On top of that, I don't think he fits our system. I think that he would be much better off if he played, let's say, for the Raptors, where we can get OG Anunoby, a top 5, at least top 5 perimeter defender in the league, who, as a 4th option behind Siakam, Van Vliet, and Barnes, was averaging nearly identical stats to him on better efficiency and percentages. And then what killed us in the playoffs was perimeter defense, and getting OG would tighten that up real quick. But with RJ, it's like you should be improving and not already regressing in your 4th season. Yeah. And I get he went from the 2nd option to the 3rd option, but that means you should be more efficient because you're playing a smaller role. So you should be playing that role very well, but you're regressing and then only playing basketball for Instagram photos at this point.
Ooh. I can't debate. I don't have the depth. I mean, you rolled out a lot.
Yeah, like
I can't counter you right now.
I'm just gonna pull them up because I thing is, like, I believe you. Like, I don't have to look at them to like. I think you're pretty sure
I have
you're right.
I have all the screenshots on my phone, so if you guys want, I'll send them in the Discord after.
Yes.
He 2nd year, 40% 3-point shooter, more attempts now, 9 percentage points worse.
Bleacher Report also released an article. I don't know if you guys saw the article about the 5 most overrated players over the last 5 seasons, and RJ Barrett was number 2 while only playing 4 seasons in the NBA.
That's funny. That is good.
And I think the only person ahead of him was Dylan Brooks or Lou Dort. It was one of the 2.
I would vote, yeah.
And I think there was also an article, not by Bleacher Report, but a very reputable, whatever. I'll have to find it. But they said that he was the worst quality starter in the NBA.
That's the worst one, really?
Oof.
I'm not going to argue with
his numbers are bad. Like from a efficiency standpoint, he's absolutely awful. Keebler's right. He didn't even hit free throws.
He can't hit free throws. He can't hit layups. He can't hit dunks. He can't hit pull-up jumpers. The only game I went to, which I'll give him credit for this past season, was when we played the Raptors, and he dunked on Scotty Barnes to force it to OT. We still ended up losing that game because he got dropped off because he's a cone on defense. But he did have one cool dunk that I'm happy I got to see in person that he actually made because he has the worst field goal percentage on layups and dunks.
So you're like, hey, we finally got one in. We're good.
Yeah. Jalen Brunson kind of forced a shot at the end of that game to try to win it because he had the hot hand, which I don't blame him for at all. But he also lost me like $200 that game. So, But no, I think RJ would be better off. We'd be better off. And we can trick other teams into using him as like a quote unquote centerpiece for a trade because they'll be like, oh, he's only 23. He's played 4 seasons. He's going to be so good. No, he's not. He's regressing. But if you want to believe that, I'm more than happy to take Joel Embiid from you for RJ, Randall, and like 10 first-round picks. So
bring it on down.
I'll take that. Yeah.
But
that'd be great. Yeah. I lock it in. You've got me sold, man. RJ Barrett is the worst player in the NBA. I'm locking it in right now. It's my pick. I'm slotting him just below Dylan Brooks. And
they
right,
both play
right below.
They both play for Team Canada.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna lose to Germany after we get somehow beat by a bunch of guys named Franz.
Also the thing with RJ is like he'll trick you, right? He'll have such a good game. He'll score like 30, good efficiency, big plays, whatever, and then the next game he'll score 4 points on 1 of 10 from the field.
Mm-hmm.
Like against Miami, game 6. I'm not excusing Randall at all either. Randall shot 3 of 14 that game also. But RJ in an elimination game where everyone was saying he's having such a good playoffs, that would have forced it back to MSG for game 7. He shot 1 for 10. And everyone tells me, oh, he had a good playoffs. He played like 5 good playoff games. We played 11.
They missed the other 6 where he was trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still that'd be a good if we were playing baseball, that'd be a very nice average. But that's a different show that we don't actually have on this network yet. So if you want to talk baseball, send us a DM.
For sure.
We can hopefully somebody hits a better percentage than that. But yeah, no, RJ Barrett, the hate is real. I'm going to start diving into this, see if I can't find someone less efficient, apparently, because you have me convinced right now.
You can't. Also, Pat Mahomes just threw a pick 6. So.
I just saw that.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. What quarter is it? We probably
it's
are
third quarter. It's third quarter. It's 14-13.
It's John's boy, Brian Branch, pick 6'd it.
Oh, it wasn't even his fault. Kadarius Toney, who sucks. I'm a Giants fan.
No.
F Kadarius Toney. It hit off of his hands and then went to the defender.
Yeah, that's
a tough place.
That's a fantasy pick. I wish I could have had back a couple years ago. Oh, so there we go. I think that about wraps it up. I'm going to go watch the rest of this football game. Get ready for the bite-sized Colts episode that I got that's due. But Keebler, we want to thank you first and foremost for coming to hang out with us. I hope you'll come back again. Welcome anytime here on the Bounce. We know you're already hanging out on Tuesdays on Necessary Roughness, but where else can the folks find you?
So I run a Knicks page on Instagram. I'm trying to get that more active because I've been slacking on it. There hasn't been much off-season news that's been substantial. I only try to post substantial news, or at least like things that I find entertaining, because I don't want to. I'm thinking about it as if I'm someone taking in the information from a page. I don't want BS posts. I want substantial posts. So with that being said, my Instagram is right here, the Knicks Stop. And then I just started my Twitter today. I don't have any posts on it yet, but it's the same handle. And then, yeah, that's basically it. But yeah, again, thank you guys for having me on for sure. I'll probably pop on next Thursday as well if you guys will have me, and I appreciate it.
Come on down.
Come on. Yeah, absolutely. We would love to have you. And that takes me next to James. James, sir, what about you? Where can the folks find you? What are you up to?
You can catch me every Wednesday talking nerd stuff. Me, you, and Johnny Boy talking Star Wars. You can also catch me twice a week on Bite Size Titans. I am just like you. I've actually got to still record my second one. And then you catch us every Thursday here at 9 p.m. Appreciate the chat. Appreciate all you guys being there tonight.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun. Yeah, thank you all so much. And yeah, thanks again, Keebler. We look forward to seeing you Thursday. We'll all be back here. You should see all three of us and maybe John. So Thursday around 9 p.m. Eastern, we'll be there. And also take a look over on our NFL podcast playlist right now. So we've got Titans podcast, we've got a Steelers podcast, a Bears podcast, a Vikings podcast, a Colts podcast. We're working our way through the entire NFL.
There will be a Giants one popping up pretty soon.
Oh baby!
Once I can get something good enough to record on and have good camera quality, then there will be one.
Heck yeah, that is exciting. So yeah, give us a follow on YouTube. We will subscribe on YouTube. You can't follow us there. Follow on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. We've got programs almost nightly at this point. So we got fantasy stuff on Wednesday and Friday, NFL stuff on Tuesday, this show on Thursday, and all those other NFL podcasts that are not live. Those are pre-recorded, but we're uploading those. Basically, we got daily content for all of you. So come hang out with us. Join our Discord. Talk a little smack in the chat. We thank you all so much for being here. And until next time, take care.